What's going on, Titans? Another day here at the studio. Who are we here with today?
My name's Jason.
Jason, where do we have the pleasure of having you from today?
I drove out here 22 hours from Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City, Utah, all the way to Houston. Now,
right.
A lot of our clients come in out of state, sometimes even out of country, usually on a plane. I think you're the first client who's driven over 20 hours to the new studio.
Yeah, glad to be, you know what I'm saying? I'll wait for my trophy when I get back. Hopefully it gets there pretty fast, but totally worth it.
Totally worth it?
Yeah, totally worth it. Would do again.
How did you decide you wanted to tackle, for your first ever tattoo, an entire sleeve, right? Did you think about it? Did you get to this idea from day one? What was your thought process?
Well, so the thought process is a long time coming. I've been thinking about getting tattooed. I've always wanted to be heavily covered, and I was patient. I did the thing. From the jump, I recommend waiting. I waited most of my life to get this tattoo. I turned 30. This was my gift to myself. I want to get my whole torso done, maybe a full bodysuit. And all of that waiting, all of that research culminated in finding Fábio. And I can say it's totally worth it. If you're struggling, if you're thinking about it now, maybe I should just get it done, get my first tat, get something small. I would say wait, and I would say come here. If you're far away, drive. If you're further away, fly.
So patience is a virtue, basically.
Patience is a virtue, and it pays off in the end.
And how did you get to how did you become so knowledgeable as someone who doesn't have any tattoos? How did you know that, the local guy at the shop wasn't going to do what you had envisioned? How did you kind of get there? Because not everybody is aware of that.
Yeah. So part of the research process is just, I'm just chronically online, man. I was scrolling reels. I'm a firefighter out in Salt Lake. So in a lot of the downtime, I spend it scrolling reels, sending it to the homies. And I just found so many artists all across the world, all these styles that I love, and I saw that there's levels to this. And most of the local guys I'm seeing, quality work, good guys, but not necessarily styles that speak to me in that way, styles that justify my waiting, justify, the dream that I had my whole life. So over time, all of that just compiled into a massive inventory of artists. And then Fábio was just at the end of it, and, was like, that's the one.
So you did a lot of research, you used Instagram to your advantage, you saw a lot of portfolios, you saw where they were.
Yeah.
You guys are all over the world.
Watched Ink Master.
You watch Ink Master. How do you get to that point where, all right, I have 5-6 artists that I'm thinking about, going down with? How do you finalize when it gets to that point?
So I tried to look at the attributes of each artist. All the ones that fell to the wayside, they didn't have the precision, they didn't have the smooth healing, they didn't have the composition, the contrast. I love the mapping technique. All of that came together. It was Fábio's face at the top of it. It was crazy.
I could tell you've done your homework.
Yeah.
Right? You're speaking like someone who works inside of a tattoo studio. I mean,
yeah.
You're looking at things. You went all the way deep down the rabbit hole is what I'm seeing here.
I tried.
And Fábio was at the other end. Good to know.
That's right.
You're planning on doing your entire upper body suit. Is that correct? Right. How did you decide that not only do I want to do my arm sleeve for my first tattoo, I want to take the rest of the time to do my whole entire torso, and I also only wanted to do it with one artist? How did we get there?
So I've always loved the idea of planning large contiguous pieces. I wanted both sleeves to be one piece, my entire front panel to be one piece, so that I find a lot of value in what you're able to do creatively, starting from knowing you're going to take the whole spot. I think connecting is something it's its own skill, but when you can give an entire piece of a body, it allows for a much more smooth integration of all the elements.
Again, spoken like an insider. There's something great about collecting and going to different artists as well.
Yeah.
When you're looking at the final results, which is what we try to tell clients, think of what you want the final result to look like.
Yeah.
It looks different, when you're piecing it together, or when you have an artist that you're giving
totally
them
different.
that information up front. Hey, I want to do the entire bodysuit. Their vision's going to be different.
Yeah.
You spent your birthday here with us at Titans.
That's right.
Is this the best birthday in recent memory?
Best birthday I've ever had, I
think. Now, when you planned out this trip, did you mean to do it on your birthday? Did it kind of just fall into place like that? Or?
Well, so it kind of worked out with Titans just opening up. the books opened up, and early in the year, I had to take days for my department as holiday days. I asked for these days just for my birthday, and then the opening of the books and everything lined up perfectly, so that I was like, how about the second and third? The second being my birthday. And Steffi booked me almost immediately for those days, and I was like, this is a sign. It couldn't work out any better.
A sign from the gods.
That's right. From the Titans.
From the Titans. A sign from the Titans. I know your sleeve isn't done yet. We've gotten about 3 days in it so far.
Yeah.
We got about another 5 sessions to go until it's complete. Mm-hmm. Is there a part that's your favorite so far, or are you waiting till it's finished before you could?
I think my favorite part is, one, how fast I'm getting covered with such a beautiful piece. Nobody, when I showed my entire family for my birthday and all my homies, nobody believed it wasn't done. And I just love the way the elements are coming together, and I'm sure there's going to be some B-roll. You're going to be able to see it. Watch how that filigree goes under that foot. Watch how he leans on the other piece, and he's standing on the woman at the bottom. The mask. I don't have a single favorite piece. I think the entirety of the piece, the way it came together, is probably my favorite element.
All of it. So it's the little details, the way that Fabio's vision is able to flow with the arm.
Yeah.
The mapping process that lets you get all of the coverage so you could see the process very quickly.
Yeah.
All of it comes together, and it makes your research a little maybe validated.
Oh yeah, for sure. Right. For sure. For sure. Without a doubt.
Now, I think the last thing we got to talk about is you drove 20 hours from Utah to Houston, Texas before even seeing a design.
That's right.
What was that like? To have that kind of blind faith, right?
That process was as exciting as it was nerve-wracking. But all I can say is that when you find the artist that of the caliber that Fabio is, and it resonates with you, and you're like, this is my guy, you have to give the trust where it's due, right?
You gotta have a little bit of blind faith.
You look at the portfolio and you trust that with the theme, he sounded pretty stoked on the theme. I've seen a lot of his work. He's got a lot of elements that I would love to have. When it comes to actually booking the appointment and you find out, I'm not going to see the design, you just got to know that it's going to be exactly what you pictured in your head. Even better, probably.
Which is why it's important to do your research, right?
Yeah.
And know that you like someone's style, the way they work.
Yeah.
And then give them that blind faith after the research has been done.
Definitely. Look through their pieces, make sure that they're worth the trust that you're going to give them in designing without seeing.
And was the design what you were imagining it, or even better?
Even better. The design was so much better than I imagined. I actually, there was a bit of a misunderstanding when I was coming down. I thought I was going to start with my back. I come in, he's like, oh, I thought we were doing an arm. He shows me the design just in case. I was like, take the arm. Do the arm.
This arm?
Yeah, you want to do both arms? The neck? What do you want to do? We'll start with whatever works. I'm into it, because after seeing it, I fell in love immediately, and I knew that I needed it on me, and I needed it now.
Yes. Well, I'll leave my arm here if you need, Fabio. Just let me know.
Yeah. I'll cut it off, send it back 2 to 3 business days. And
figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll work itself out, for sure.
Well, brother, thank you so much for your time. I can't wait to see this sleeve finished.
Same.
To many more sessions.
Absolutely.